What's up, guys? So I'm here for another video. I had something pop up in my brain while I was out like a little bit earlier today, and I was like, that'd be a good topic for a video. And it's actually something that I probably wrote about a lot on my Facebook. Like, I've made stats about this like a lot. Like every so often, I kind of like come to this conclusion because I end up encountering this type of scenario quite a bit. And the whole idea of this video is talking about people who fall in love with the idea of a person or the idea of love, or they fall in love with concepts versus actual people. So you're probably wondering, what does that even mean? I will use myself as an example. So for myself, I think I am the archetype of like a gamer guy. So what that entails, like, I'm super into video games. I play them. I'm like really out about the fact that I play video games. I'm really into like gaming culture, all this stuff. And normally, guys that are looking for that see me, oh, he's a gamer guy. It's kind of like their eyes get kind of like glistening with like glee and sparkles and stuff. And at that point, they're in love with the idea of what I represent more so than me as an actual person. And that's always been really challenging because they're not so much interested in the deeper levels of who I am as a person and the actual human behind this archetype. They're more so invested in how this looks. Like, oh, I finally got me a gamer guy. I'm so happy. And, oh, I have this guy. But it's like, it's all about what it looks like. It's all about optics and what it appears to be. And it's nothing more, it's very shallow, and it's a little kind of depressing because it makes you feel like you're always looked at as this idea, but never as an actual person. And actually, I talked about this a lot on Facebook, and actually one of my friends on Facebook, Patrice, she encountered this a lot as well. I remember every time I like posted something in reference to this, or I've seen her even post it too. Shout out to Patrice. Hopefully she's watching this because she's like the best ever. And when she discussed this, I kind of feel her on a very like spiritual level, because I feel like a lot of the men that I've dated have seen me in this vein where I'm like this, oh, he's this like mildly attractive gamer dude, because like the perception of gamer guys isn't exactly that great. So I guess I fall into a category of, I'm the better looking of the ugly guys. So, and I play video games and I do all this other stuff. I'm really nerdy. I cosplay. I do all these like very quintessential things to being a gamer and a nerd and a geek and all that stuff. So people fall in love with that mostly. They fall in love with he has a podcast. Oh, he does this, and oh, he does that. But they don't fall in love with, the innermost parts of who I am. And it don't allow me or anyone in my situation to be a fully fledged human. It's like, when you go watch TV shows and the characters are like one dimensional, that's kind of like the people that they look at. They kind of look at, I feel like I'm a character on a TV show and they fall in love with that instead of actually the deeper parts of who I am. And it's frustrating a lot of times because there's not much you can do in a situation because you don't really know this type of thing happens until it's happening. And you can always tell that they're in love with the archetype or who you represent or what you're like, how it looks to them more so than you as a person, because they only find interest in you in those things that they like in the first place. They don't look at, oh, he's really sensitive, or oh, he's this, or he's that, or he's human and he has flaws. That's actually the bigger portion of it. I think when people fall in love with concepts and constructs and all that stuff, they don't see that these people are like human. Like, they don't see like, oh, this person has flaws. When the flaws come out, they're like, oh my god, what is this? Like, that's not what I signed up for. I signed up for this perfect, gamer guy, or this perfect like, cool new age dark princess girl, or whatever like archetype you've created in your mind that you want. You're looking for that specific thing, and people who fit into that, you want them for that only. You don't want them for the actual person that they are. And it's like when the flaws come out, which all humans have, it's like you're not able to accept the flaws because you don't think that they should even exist, because you look at them as this perfect, like, oh, he's this, or oh, he's that. So it's frustrating. It's really tiresome, and draining to even deal with. I've dealt with it a lot. That's why a lot of times I'm kind of like really weary of guys who are like super like I really want a gamer guy, because I kind of like what are you looking for in this gamer guy? Like he's more than just a guy who plays video games and stuff. Like, or this girl is more than just a cool new age woke like princess. Like they're more than these qualifiers that she put on them. Like they're actual people, and it kind of reminds me of this concept in movies that I guess I've been more so prevalent now, because I think a lot of people who analyze movies are starting to get more in depth about some things and certain like archetypes, which is one is like the manic pixie dream girl, which is an archetype I didn't even knew existed, but then when I actually like start to unravel it, start to like do more research on it, and actually watched a movie that portrayed it, which was 500 Days of Summer, and the actual character Summer was, I think the director was trying to deconstruct the idea of manic pixie dream girl, which the idea is that this girl is like super quirky and weird, and she's very independent, and she's really infectious, and her personality is really like makes you want to draw a life. And the whole point of this character is to like make the main character care about life a lot more and put a spark in it. And the actual character, the manic pixie dream girl, doesn't really have a personality outside of that. Doesn't really have any depth about them. And I think if I were something, they were trying to deconstruct that idea that falling in love with that is really immature and harmful. And I kind of resonate with that. I feel like I may appear to be that way to certain people that I've dated. And once that comes down, like they say, oh, he's not this perfect like gamer guy that I had fell in love with. He's a real person. I don't like that because he has flaws, and I can't really deal with all this. I just want a really cool boyfriend who plays video games to be with. And it does a disservice to love it. So I feel like those people have like their own issues. I think another part of this is like people who fall in love with the idea of love. Like they're a new type of like annoyance, because they're not really looking for a real connection. They're not looking for a real relationship. They're looking for optics. Like, oh, I love love. Like people who say I love love, I tend to cringe a little bit, because I feel like you don't understand the complexity of what love actually is, because I feel like you're only solely like involved in the romanticized version of love, and not what really love is, because love is not easy. It's really difficult a lot of times. And people romanticize the good of love, like, oh, he does this, it makes me feel like this, and blah, blah, blah. I don't have butterflies in my stomach and all that stuff. And usually people who are like that, who are in love with love itself, those people usually, after a year or so, they kind of fizzle out. Once the honeymoon phase is over, a relationship, they're usually out. They're like, it's over, I'm done. I think this is called like new relationship energy or something like that. I forgot the concept. I forgot, someone told me this a while ago. And once that energy or that like feeling that you get when you're first starting to be with someone is fizzled out, because it's gonna fizzle out, and those people usually flee the scene. Like they're like, I'm gone. This doesn't feel as good as it used to. Or they think that because it doesn't feel as crazy and mixed up, and oh my god, I'm so in love. Oh my god, I can't even think straight. Like those people, once that feeling is gone, they feel like, okay, I don't love him anymore. And that's not even the case, because love has a lull period when it's like, it kind of like gets to a point where it levels out, and you're not getting the same levels of dopamine in your brain as you were when you first met this person. And not to say that the relationship has changed really either. It's just that it naturally progresses. It goes to these really high highs, and it goes to like a level, it levels off, which is normal. But people who are so invested in the actual, like, the romanticized version of love, they don't understand that that's natural. They think that, oh, well, if we don't have that same crazy passion that we just had when we first met, then that means this love isn't really real, so I need to just end it. And those people are probably the worst to deal with, because they look for archetypes too. They look for specific, like, okay, this guy is the basketball player type, or he's the gentleman, or he's like the alpha male, or he's the type that works on Wall Street and has money and stuff. I gotta go for him. And it's like they place them in this box, and it's like once you tear the box open, it's like, oh, you can't do that. You have to stay in this box that I created for you, because that's the part of you that I love. Everything else about you I don't love, and I don't want to be a part of. So So yeah, people who love concepts and stuff are really dangerous to be around because they will continuously until they have like until they until they're able to have some type of self awareness about themselves, they're never gonna change, and they're gonna always look for these like moments of like deep lust for people, and they don't even have a real understanding of what love is, and they're just gonna just destroy every person in their wake because they're gonna just continuously go through people over and over again to continue to give that high of when they first meet somebody. They think that's supposed to last forever, and it doesn't. Like, it comes and goes in relationships, and the fact that they think that's what love is the dangerous part, and it's draining, to be honest. So yeah, people like that, or people who want the fairy tale ending life and stuff, they romanticize that so much to where if they don't have that, they feel like their life is like not as fulfilling, and they go to such lengths to get it to where they end up with relationships with people they don't even care about because they have the life they desire. And it's like, well, I don't love my husband, but we have these 2 kids and we have a beautiful life together, but I don't love him because I just love the life that he provided for me. I don't love him as a person, which is gross. And that's what happens a lot. That's why people get divorced, because they so invested in all of that pop and circumstance, they don't care about the actual people that are involved in this. So yeah, I just had a quick video on that. I just felt like that was a really something that was been on my mind a lot, and it's unfortunate that I've experienced that quite a bit, and I know other people have too. And yeah, I just wanted to get that thought out of my brain because it was there, and I felt like maybe somebody would get something out of this, hopefully. So yeah, so thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of this video. Me just rambling on about, all that stuff. Please share this with people. I love people share it and talk, and yeah, comments are great. I read them, even if people don't agree with what I'm saying. It's just nice to have like a dialogue. So yeah, definitely do that. And thanks for watching, and I will see you next video.